With Dawn of War 3 soon to be released, I thought it would be a good time to revisit Dawn of War 2. It was released in 2009. Developers Relic Entertainment broke away from the standard RTS formula of base building and resource collecting. Dawn of War 2 is a hybrid real-time strategy and action RPG, complete with loot drops and level ups. I thought the game was great, and give credit to Relic for taking a chance and trying something new. The game does have some flaws though. One that is unexcusable for a PC game is non-customizable key bindings. That's something I will go into further when gameplay begins. This game has a fantastic soundtrack and memorable opening cinematic. We'll watch it through to the end and then we'll start gameplay.
This planet is ours, witch.
No, this planet is theirs.
Alright, I'm ready to start a new campaign. I haven't played this game in probably 5 years. It came out in 2009. I think I played it maybe 2011 or 12. I've only played through it twice. And then I got the Chaos Rising expansion, so that kind of changed the home menu. Before it would have been just the Dawn of War 2 here. So I'm going to start a new campaign. I deleted my old stuff. And you got 4 difficulties, and it's been a while since I played. I'm not going to try anything really hard. I'm just going to go with Sergeant. That should be challenging enough. Real-time strategies really aren't one of my better game genres. I haven't played a real lot of different ones. I did play a little StarCraft. But this does play also like an action RPG, and I'm more familiar with those. I've played a lot of those. So I'm going to go with this. And let's get it started.
Subsector Aurelia. This cluster of worlds stands on the very edge of the Imperium of Man. From this frontier came the Blood Ravens, a chapter of the Emperor's own Space Marines. Captain Davian Thule and a handful of Space Marines lead the raw recruits defending these worlds. Now, another Space Marine joins this desperate battle. A newly promoted commander, ready to lead in our darkest hour. You are this Space Marine. And you will tip the balance toward victory.
Calderis. We Blood Ravens select our initiates from this world's fierce warriors. Calderis is the cradle and the future of our chapter. Now, the orcs would take it from us. This we cannot allow.
Stay in cover! Kill the orcs that are out in the open! Welcome, Commander. This is Captain Davian Thule, in command here on Calderis. We are battling the orcs that threaten this world. You have dropped right into the combat zone. I am north of you with several squads of our initiates. We are under heavy fire and losing control of our flanks. Move north and provide support.
Alright, so the beginning here, these first couple of missions are just basically tutorials. So I have two squads. I've got the commander. He's a squad by himself. He's just a one-man. And over here is Tarkus. And Tarkus has 4 characters. So, like, the leader is really the only one that's really important. I mean, he has to stay alive. The other guys, his other guys can die. You can refill them later. So you're going to see some tutorial stuff coming up over here. Show you how to move and use your skills and whatnot. So now their portraits are up. If you know, this is here is a typical real-time strategy. If you just select them all with your mouse, then they'll all, you control all of them at once. But the other ones, you're going to have up to 4 squads. In the beginning here, they're just going to give you 2 to get started. So this is your 1 and 2 keys. Then you'll have 3 and 4. Well, you'll see what I mean later by some of these other keys are just way out of reach. You can't really use one hand. You're going to have to end up doing a lot more mouse clicking than you should have to. So like right now, I click 1, so now my force commander. I'm going to move him up here behind this cover. Now Tarkus, I'm going to move separately. I'm going to move him there. Tarkus is kind of a tank group. But you can change them if you want them to be melee focused or ranged. That's up to you. But some of them, some squads definitely do better in one than the other. Force Commander goes either way pretty well. But see, like, he has this skill here to victory where he charges in and he can break cover. But because of that skill, I prefer to make him a melee character, just because he's going to be in melee range a lot.
Ahead of you are trying to outflank us. Eliminate them.
Let me move Tarkus up. Alright, I'm going to move the commander back. Let these guys shoot him down as they're coming in.
Kill the greenskin. Tactical squad. Return fire.
Now right now their default is set to ranged. And my force commander is set to melee, which is fine. But you're going to get a variety of different weapons. I don't know why that guy's running away. Some skills won't be available for certain weapons.
This way, brothers.
The force commander
An ally's forces are under attack.
carries these stimulant kits, and they can heal all your guys that are, they have to be within a certain range and it can heal them. But like, that's on M. You're like, I want to keep my fingers on the 1, 2, 3, and 4 where I can select my squads. And then there's no way you can reach M with the same hand. So that's kind of ridiculous. I would remap that if I had the option. So I'm actually going to change Tarkus to melee once he gets some new weapons. Right now he's carrying bolters.
But the greenskins will not give us much time before they attack again. I need you and Sergeant Tarkus to take charge of driving the orcs back. Move up to the ruins east of here and prepare to repel the next orc wave.
Our fortifications are under assault.
May have turned that down. It's a little too much on the speech volume. Let me turn that up. Alright, usually when I'm just moving them a long distance, I just select them all at once. And fine tune. When I get close to something, then I can start getting more selective. So I would like to move, see if I can get Tarkus over here, come behind those guys, stay behind cover. And you see it says, it shows green on the ground, that means you're in good cover. If it's like yellow, it's not so good. So I'm going to see if I can get the Force Commander here to break through their cover. Of course, Tarkus kind of came out of cover. That's one of the things that's a little goofy too, is sometimes they don't all go where you want them to.
Proceed to the next objective, Commander.
Like if you got 4 guys and you try to put them behind cover, sometimes 3 will go and 1 will stand in the front. So I'm going to have him charge in there again. So I kind of got out of range. So Tarkus also has these grenades, so it's a good place to throw a grenade when you got a group or something strong. Alright, so now we'll use Force Commander to break through this cover here. I'll move Tarkus up.
This area is secure. Move forward.
I'm going to use another one of Tarkus' grenades on this group. See, they're right in the open right now. We really don't want that. And it can get kind of hectic trying to control 4 squads and watch where all the action is. And I'm not doing a very good job of it right now. The AI can do some fighting on its own.
To that position,
brothers. As you can see right there, war gear, some loot drop. There's a gun. You get loot drops like an RPG. Let me just see what's going on over here. There'll be supply crates like these grenades here. They're not unlimited. You'll find these in supply crates and get replenished. So right now I only have 3 left. Later there's a skill that will give me some unlimited
Advance
grenades.
toward the next area, Commander.
All right, so let's get my guys back together. Start moving up. Now a lot of the things you can do the same with both right and left click. Other things are only one or the other. Movement like this is a right click. Some of your skills you can use with either click.
Orc vehicle, stay in cover. That truck has a heavy gun. More shooting, less dying, you
I'm
kids!
gonna throw a grenade.
Right here!
At least get these ground troops out. I'll use my charge attack. Too late on that. Try to pull. Oops. See, I kind of wasted my charge attack there. Gotta bring him back. Try to get him in cover. And I'm going to switch him to his ranged weapon. See, I'm kind of using my grenades more than I should.
Well done, Commander. Those orcs have opened a path through the hill somehow. Move forward and seal it.
Alright, move on again to the next objective. See, there's a supply crate right there. You have to break them open by, attack them.
Also took off quick. He's right enough about that truck of his.
So I just got a grenade for Tarkus, and I got a stim or a healing kit for the Force Commander. The thing is, too, like, before I started playing this game again, I read through some of the old guides, and there's such a huge range of information. I mean, a lot of it's contradictory. If you're reading, depending on whose guide you're reading, like some of them will say Tarkus is useless. Other ones will say Cyrus is useless. Some will say the Force Commander is better if you make him as a range because he sucks at melee. And the other ones will say just the opposite. He's better at melee and not range. So it's the kind of thing you just go out there and just wing it. And when we get our first level ups, I'll show you like some things that'll help you decide what might be better. And also different armor types you're gonna have different skills. Some you won't be able to use with heavier armor. So it's something to play around with. You'll kind of figure it out. You'll get a feel for what's working, what's not working, just pretty much just like any other game. Alright, so over here, we're almost at the end of this mission. We got another squad of orcs.
More orcs. And lots of cover to use on our approach.
Okay, so I should get behind something here. These guys are right out there. I don't like where they are. See, I'm on the wrong side of the cover. I'm going to move my guys back here. I'm going to go for a grenade again. You really don't want to come too reliant on grenades when you run out. Alright, so it's this group over here I'm more concerned with now. I'm going to move everybody up, and then I'm going to see if I can get the Force Commander to smash through this. And here's a building that's full of orcs. I'm going to need like some kind of an explosive
Commander, the orcs are using a guard tower near the cave
to break
mouth.
that down.
My squad can take it out with a grenade.
Alright, so now the Commander will charge through. That's a really nice skill right there that breaks cover. Alright, now Tarkus will blow this up with his grenade. Hopefully he can, yeah, good. If he couldn't reach, he would have came out of cover and walked over there. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss...
The Greenskins are clearly using that mine as a passage, Commander. Seal that entrance by any means necessary.
You want to make sure you don't miss any of your supply crates and stuff.
The orcs have stacked fuel and ordnance near the entrance over there. A well-placed grenade should ignite it and bring the whole cave down.
Alright, so now I'm going to use another grenade up.
Let fly.
Good work, Space Marines.
I just really like how they, they're really
Greenskins will
effective.
not be using that passage again anytime
I
soon.
tend to use them more than I
The
should.
leader managed to escape through the tunnel before we could kill him. That was our chance to cut this invasion off at the head.
He will show himself again, Tarkus. And when he does, we will be ready. Thunderhawks are en route. Prepare for extraction. None can stop the crusade of the righteous.
So there's four different factions, or 3 different enemies that you're going to be fighting. The orcs, what you just seen there, and then there's going to be the Eldar. They're kind of like a space alien, like an intelligent race space alien. And then there's the Tyranid, which are also like aliens, but they would be similar to if you played StarCraft. The Zerg in StarCraft. They're mindless aliens, and they know how to basically just come right at you and fight. They're not real tactical. The Eldar and the Orcs are more tactical. So you'll learn that you have to use different tactics, maybe different squad loadouts, depending on who you're fighting. Alright, so I just got a reward of a chainsword, which I'm sure is better than what I'm using. So you're going to get loot like this as rewards, and also you're going to find it on the ground. So I have levels up for the Force Commander and Tarkus, and some new gear. So let's start with the Force Commander.
Welcome aboard, Strike
Guess I
Cruiser
can't do it right
Armageddon,
yet.
Commander. Calderis is currently facing a massive orc invasion that threatens to spill over to the entire sector. Urgent distress signals are coming from other nearby sectors, but we must concentrate our efforts here. I need you to take charge of an assault that's stalled on the surface below. Drop to the point marked on the planet map and start pushing into the orcs' flank.
Alright, so now this is where you're getting your missions, and you're going to end up with some options. You're going to have a lot of missions. Some missions have time limits, so I'm going to try to do them all. So if I remember correctly, this game was only about 10 hours with all the side missions. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so now I'm going to level up. Alright, here's your character page, and here's where you can get an idea of what your strengths and weaknesses are. So right here, this is your stamina, which gives you your health. Ranged weapons, melee, strength for melee, and will, which is your energy, because a lot of your attacks are going to use energy, or your skills. So he gets a good amount of health. You can see the bars are different length. So right here, you can see that his melee or his strength bar is longer than the range bar, so you know he can further develop his melee attacks. His health is also pretty is a pretty good size health bar. It's probably second longest health bar. I want to say Tarkus is longer. Actually, they're very similar. Might be the same as Tarkus, but Tarkus gets as a 4-man crew. All right, so health is very important. So you have 2 points when you level up. So I'm going to right away just put 1 point into health. Now what you see here is basically what they started you with. So they started me with 3 points into my strength. And then there's different skills you acquire as you level them up. So the first thing I'm going to get here is Battle Cry in my melee tree. The Force Commander performs a special attack with every hand-to-hand strike, dealing damage and knocking enemies to the ground. Additionally, the Force Commander cannot be knocked down for the duration. So that's a pretty nice skill. And Zealous, the charge range to victory increases while its energy cost decreases. So I'm going to start with a point in health. And I have nothing in energy yet. And once I get to my 4th point, I get an accessory slot, which means I can carry another item. So like over here, what I have right now are abilities. So I have my stim kits for healing, and I have the To Victory ability. So I'll open up another slot, and then I can get a 3rd item to use. Item or ability. Alright, so a point there. And then I'm going to look at my weapons. This is my inventory. I just have my standard equipment right here. This is your default. I don't have any armor, or I have default armor, I should say. So I'm going to develop him for melee. So I'm going to give him this chainsword, which, as you can see, does 18.8 damage compared to the 15 I currently have. So it's a little improvement. Nothing big yet. Alright, now let's look at Tarkus. Tarkus looks like he's equally good in ranged and melee, but because he does have good hit points and is kind of a tank group, I'm going to focus him for the melee. So I'm going to give him 1 point in health, 1 more point, and he's going to get taunt, so he can pull attacks off other squads and take the heat himself. And I'm also going to give him 1 in energy because he doesn't have anything yet, and he can also gain an accessory slot. So I'm going to go like that. But I am going to focus on melee with him. I want him to be my front lines guy. Or right out there, busting guys up. You're going to get 6 potential squads that you can use. You can only take 4. So of the 6 you can pick. And then I'm going to have a couple of my special range specialty squads, and then I'll also have some melee specialty. And then if you get like Thule, who comes later, he works pretty good either way. So even though I want him to be a melee character, I'm going to give him this bolter. And the damage, okay, 5.2, it's slightly better. But until I get a good melee for him, I'm going to stick with, try to give him a better gun. So I'm going to have to level this tree up, and then he can equip chain swords and bolt pistols. Alright, so I'm going to work on that tree. Okay, so now we're ready to move on to another mission. I have nothing else here. And one nice thing is you're going to find that you're going to get a lot of the same loot drops over and over again. But you can turn them in for experience and level yourself up. So that's a nice feature. And we'll talk more about that when it comes up. Okay, so I need to go back to the star map. Let me just see what I got here. I haven't been in here in a long time. So they've added Steam achievements since the last time I played. That's how long it's been. So occasionally you're probably going to see some achievements unlock, because I don't have. I think I might have had 1 or 2, because I did start the game a few days ago just to check it out, and I played that tutorial mission. I'm not going to start this new mission until the next episode. I think I got enough covered here in the first one. Got the introduction and some tutorial. And hopefully I can get this playthrough finished right around the time that Dawn of War 3 is released. I believe it's supposed to be April 17th. So thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.